many students, their students, and other invited guests to this press conference. On behalf of Sikkim University, let me start by welcoming you to this session, which we have especially organized to celebrate the third anniversary of the National Education Policy. Ladies and gentlemen, as you already know, that the National Education Policy was brought into existence in the year 2020, July 29th, right? 29th. It was brought by the Union government, central government, and the idea was to revamp the education policy of India. Since independence, our education policy has been revamped many times, 3 or 4 times. The last it was done was 86. The last revamping was done in 86. And as you can imagine, since 86, a considerable time has elapsed. Ladies and gentlemen, what happens is that things change. Society changes, the priority of society changes, many things change. And a successful education policy must take into account, must be consistent with all the changes which are happening in the society. And therefore, it is imperative, it is necessary that every about 20 years or 25 years, we take a look at our education policy and bring it into line, bring it into consistency with what is existing in the society, what society expects from the young generation, because education policy will frame the kind of students, the kind of young generation which will be produced in the country, and they have to be consistent with what the nation wants, what the society wants. And therefore, it is very imperative that the education policy must be looked at every 20 years, 25 years. So, as Madam Bhotia has told me that the last revamping was done in 86, now it is time to relook at it, and our national government, union government, took that bold step in 2020, July of 2020, and brought this policy into national education policy into existence. It was announced. It was a gigantic effort. It was a humongous effort. I know the chairperson of this committee, which framed the education policy, Professor Kasturi Rangan. He was an educator. He's basically a scientist. He's a physicist. Same place where I did my PhD from. The other way around. I did my PhD from the same place where he did. He was my senior. We both are from Ahmedabad Physical Research Laboratory, where the father of the Indian space program, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, established the first laboratory in space science in Ahmedabad. So he was there earlier, and then I joined later, of course. So I know him personally as well as from his work and professionally. He is really a very, very meticulous person. So he was the chairperson of this committee. And along with many experts and many people, this policy was framed. And I am told that in the process of deliberations, the suggestions were taken from general public also. After the draft, after their first a draft was brought into existence, and then that draft was circulated amongst common people, and then people were asked to comment, to give suggestions how it can be improved, where it can be improved, what are the changes should be brought in. So basically, the point which I am trying to make is that this education policy has undergone a lot of thorough examination, thorough scrutiny by everybody, all the stakeholders, the general public, the scientists, the politicians, everybody. So it's a result of a very intense deliberations and consultations from amongst our people of our country. So it was announced in 2020, and from 2020 onwards, initially all the central universities and higher education, and then later on private universities, state universities. It was expected that this will be slowly and gradually implemented over a period of about 10 years. Over a period of about 10 years. It started in 2020, and its implementation will be complete by 2030. All the pillars, all the verticals will be finished by 2030. So in 2020, we in Sikkim University were directed by our central government to start implementing various pillars of this national education policy. And we got into this business with a great gusto. We took it as a challenge. We immediately formed a committee in 2022, 21. 2021, we formed a committee in Sikkim University under the leadership of Professor Satyanarayana in those days. He was a faculty member in Sikkim University and assisted by Madam Bhotia, Yodita Bhotia, and there was a whole committee. They got into the act, they got into the business of implementing, and since then various pillars have been implemented. So this is the third anniversary of that. So anniversary is just a way of putting it. You're not going to have, it's not a birthday or something where we'll cut a cake or something like that. Basically, the idea is that take a stock. Take a stock of situation. 3 years have passed. We have implemented various pillars of this national education policy. So let us sit down and take a stock as to what we have done, how we have done, how far it has been successful, and how to go about implementing the rest of the pillars, and how to correct what may not have been correct. If there were some errors in implementing some of the pillars earlier, how can we correct that, and take other corrective measures. So basically, I won't call it anniversary. I would call it as taking stock of the situation. So that is the whole idea of this press conference. And I thought we'll take a stock of the situation in front of the press. So the press also knows what we have done and how we have done. And you can give us marks for how we have done the job. So with that introduction, I think I would hand it over to you to present details of this. So I would request our madam. So Professor Satyanarayana has left Sikkim University. He's gone to some other university. And since about how many days, how many months now?
He went in December, isn't it? 6
Ah,
months.
for about 6 months after he left, Madam Yodita Bhotia, our professor in the Department of Education, she has taken over the reins of this committee to implement NEP 2020. And she has been doing a wonderful job, very dedicated. I really find her very, very dedicated. Some people are really, you give them a job and then they're just like a horse. They don't look at anything else. They put all their efforts, their mind, everything into it. So she, along with her colleagues, Professor Dr. Gupta, who's already here, and with the help from all of us from Sikkim University, or Registrar Sahab, Rao Sahab, we've been under her leadership. We are trying to bring about this implementation of NEP. I would request Madam Bhotia to take over and explain to the press what we have done about implementing NEP in Sikkim University.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words of appreciation. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Avinash Khare, respected Registrar Sir in the dais, Dr. Amit Gupta. I join hand with Sir to welcome all the media representatives from the different media houses. We could see there are 28 list we have found. It may be double, but more than 20 media houses are represented today. Thank you for accepting our invitation. It wasn't very long we had sent, but you managed to come here and be with us. And also, I also welcome all the dean of different schools of Sikkim University, head of different departments of Sikkim University. Thank you for coming. Today, we will talk about the progress of implementation of NEP, also saying take the stock of progress of NEP, implementation of NEP. First of all, Sikkim University started talking about the NEP right in 2019 when the draft document was released. We had organized a conference where various experts had come to talk about, deliberate upon the 2019 draft document, which was of 300 pages. So when the final NEP policy came in, it was a 60-page, and we were, at the direction from the Government of India, we have started implementing. There are, of course, we have provided a press communique to you. I would like to just go focus what we have done. I think that is better. I would like to say that Sikkim University is one of the first university to implement 4-year undergraduate course. Till now, only 3-year undergraduate courses are running all over most of the universities. We are the first university in 2022, first batch of 4-year undergraduate course were admitted, and we foresee in July 2026, first batch of bachelor with honors and research will come out.
And Madam Bodhi, I would request
Yes,
you,
sir.
if you can explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the press,
Yes, sir.
how is this 4-year program?
Yes, sir.
They all know that the normal UG program is 3 years.
Yes, sir.
So when you say now it is 4 years,
Mhm.
I'm sure they'll want to know what have you done, why was it done, or something like that. Or a bit of explanation
Okay.
about all the pillars which we have in.
This 4-year undergraduate course allows the exit and entry, and this policy allows exit after each year. So what happens? The students who have are not able to continue, or women, or the girl students, they have other family obligations, or any students who have family obligations, they can take the advantage. So after first year, they will not. If they want to exit, they will get certificate in different discipline, and they can exit and they earn the credits. And in second year, if they continue to second year, if they exit, they'll get diploma, and they exit and they come back. This policy allows the students to take advantage of it and not get wasted. There's a lot of wastage in the past in our education system otherwise.
Yes.
So this wastage will be completely avoided.
Yeah,
And-
let me. For instance, earlier there used to be a lot of dropouts. आपने पढ़ाई शुरू की, अंडर ग्रेजुएट एडमिशन लिया, फर्स्ट ईयर किया, लेकिन फैमिली में कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो गई, फीस नहीं दे पाए या कुछ कुछ वजह हो गई, यू कुड नॉट कंटिन्यू. अर्लियर इफ दैट वाज द केस देन यू हैव टू ड्रॉप आउट. और एक बार आप ड्रॉप आउट हो गए तो एक साल तो वेस्ट हो गया आपका, और दोबारा अगर आप अंडर ग्रेजुएट करेंगे तो आपको फिर से एडमिशन लेना पड़ेगा, फिर फर्स्ट ईयर से शुरू करना पड़ेगा. तो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट देयर यूज्ड टू बी ड्रॉप आउट and there was no way those dropouts can be brought back into the system. So that was a great loss. And you know, the life in our country can be so difficult sometimes. It's not possible. You and I are of good means. If something comes out, happens, our parents will take care of it financially. But there are many people who face very difficult problems, who cannot just continue. So here, as Madam Bhotia has said, that in this new education policy, we have a 4-year undergraduate program where there is a flexibility. If there are circumstances which are forcing you not to continue after first year, second year, or something like that, then you go out. You go out of the system. आपने 2 साल काम किया, 2 साल पढ़ा, कुछ प्रॉब्लम हुई, you can go out. Now, so you go out. Now, to come back or not is your choice. If you come back, you can continue from 2 years again. 2 साल बचा, you can continue with those 2 years and finish your undergraduate still in 4 years. But suppose you don't want to come back, even then you have not lost everything. For 2 years which you have put in, 2 साल जो आपने complete किया है, उसके लिए आपको डिग्री मिलेगी. कौन सी डिग्री मिलेगी?
डिप्लोमा डिग्री.
डिप्लोमा डिग्री मिलेगी. 1 साल कंप्लीट किया तो सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा, 2 में डिप्लोमा, 3 में बैचलर मिलेगी. तो यू सी हाउ गुड दिस पॉलिसी इज. यू रियलाइज दिस. पहले अंडर ग्रेजुएट में अगर आपका प्रॉब्लम हुआ तो यू आर आउट ऑफ द सिस्टम एंड दैट्स इट, गया काम से. लेकिन अभी ऐसा नहीं, वापस भी आ सकते हो. अगर आना है, नहीं आना है तो आपको जो 2 साल आपने स्पेंड किया, 1 साल स्पेंड किया, उसका आपको डिग्री मिलेगा, सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा, डिप्लोमा मिलेगा. तो प्लीज़ रियलाइज दिस.
And yes, Sikkim University has implemented this, and after third year they will get bachelor degree in any discipline, like which is continuing, and in the fourth year they'll either get research or honors. If they score very good credits, and they after fourth year, students can apply to PhD directly. So in this way, they can save a lot of time. There are very talented individuals; they can take advantage of it. So this we have implemented in July 2026. We will see the first batch of bachelor with honors and research, and it is going to be a historic moment for us. So and then regarding PG, we have also revising the curriculum of all the 32 departments. Many of the boards have already accepted and approved. And if you ask what is the revision about, it is as per the credit at national level. So our students can move out or score as equal credit from any good universities. Previously, the credits were low, so we have revised it in such a way the credits are equivalent in all the major universities of India as per the National Credit Framework document of 2023, May 2023. Not only that, this policy also says that curriculum should be learner-centered. Learners should know what they're going to learn. Students should know what they're going to learn. So it is made in such a way, it is outcome-based, not objective. We know that what we are going to teach. Teachers knows what we are going to teach. But the learner should know what they're going to learn. So all these curriculums are framed as per the learner outcome base so that we empower learner what they need to learn. So this revision has been done at PG level throughout PG and UG level of all the 32 departments, and it is being vetted in different bodies. And also this curriculum has value-added course. For example, Indian contribution to knowledge, Indian contribution to various knowledges, like Indian contribution to physics, Indian contribution to different subjects, mathematics and education. So this wasn't very focused before. So now Indian contribution of knowledge, cyber security, global citizenship. Our children, our learners should also learn about themselves, should be based on the Indian ethos, and should also have a capacity to survive anywhere in the world. So these components we have added in our
जैसे
curriculum.
इंडियन नॉलेज का लेट मी सी, आप लोग बोलोगे इंडियन नॉलेज व्हाट डज इट मीन, ये इंडियन नॉलेज कहाँ से आ गया? अर्लियर वी डिडंट हैव, you have done BSc MSc earlier, BA MA, so no Indian knowledge. What is this Indian knowledge about? So this is again an effort from our policy makers and from the people who have made NAP policy, that we started looking back in our own history. After all, India is a very old nation. Our society, our civilization is not 200 or 300 years old. Our civilization is 2000 years, 3000 years old. Now, earlier, when we were, so take any subject and see how it was done earlier, before this NEP policy. So suppose I am from physics, let's say. Somebody could be from mathematics, somebody could be from other discipline. So let me take an example of physics or mathematics. Now, in physics, earlier when we were taught physics, when I learned physics, NEP was not there. So normally whatever physics we learn now, science now, has come from West, has come from Europe. तो हम लोग क्या पढ़ते हैं? न्यूटन्स लॉज, isn't it? ये न्यूटन और आर्किमिडीज लॉ, these are all, ये क्या है? ये सब लोग यूरोप के लोग हैं जिन्होंने कि न्यूटन कब हुए थे? और 400 साल पहले, 500 साल पहले इंग्लैंड में हुए थे, उन्होंने लॉ निकाले, हम लोग पढ़ रहे हैं उसको। लेकिन समझने की बात ये है कि हमारी जो सभ्यता है, हमारी जो सोसाइटी है, 3000 साल पुरानी है। हमारे यहाँ भी ये खोजें हुई हैं, हमारे वेदों में, हमारे पुराणों में, हमारे संस्कृति में ये सब चीज़ें हैं। हमारे यहाँ भी साइंटिस्ट हुए हैं 3000 साल पहले, 2500 साल पहले। और ये कई चीज़ों में कई बार मालूम पड़ता है ये रिसर्च जो कि हमारे पास यूरोप से आ रही है या अमेरिका से आ रही है, इसकी खोज हमारे यहाँ भी हो चुकी है। और वो यूरोप से कई टाइम पहले हुई है। यूरोप में अगर मैं आपसे न्यूटन्स लॉज बोलूँ तो न्यूटन लॉ जो हम आजकल पढ़ते हैं, अगर आप फिजिक्स में पढ़ें तो आपको न्यूटन लॉ पढ़ाए जाएंगे। वो न्यूटन के लॉ हैं जो कि 400 साल पहले या 500 साल पहले इंग्लैंड में जिनकी खोज हुई थी। लेकिन अगर हम अपने संस्कृति में झाँकें तो इसी तरह के न्यूटन जो गति के नियम है, न्यूटन के लॉ जो है, लॉज ऑफ मोशन जिसको बोलते हैं, गति के नियम जो है, इनकी खोज हमारे यहाँ कई साल पहले हो चुकी है। तो जो नई एजुकेशन पॉलिसी है उसका ये उद्देश्य है कि आपको ये बताए कि हमारे यहाँ भी, हम भी किसी से पीछे नहीं, हम भी किसी से कम नहीं है। हमने भी, ये न्यूटन ने और जो आइंस्टाइन ने खोज की है, हमारे ठीक है उन लोगों ने की है, अपने टाइम पे की है, लेकिन ये खोजें हमारे यहाँ भी हो चुकी हैं। और हमारी संस्कृति भी उतनी ही ऊँची है, उतनी ही अच्छी है जैसे कि हम लोग अभी ये न्यूटन को या आइंस्टाइन को मानते हैं। तो जिससे हमको गर्व महसूस होगा, हमको एक गर्व महसूस होगा कि हम भी किसी से कम नहीं हैं। हमारे यहाँ भी खोजें हो चुकी हैं, हम भी चाहें तो यूरोप के बराबर और अमेरिका के बराबर आ सकते हैं। तो उसको बोलते हैं इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम। इस तरह से हर सब्जेक्ट में मैंने आपसे फिज़िक्स का उदाहरण दिया हुआ है, फिज़िक्स का एग्जाम्पल दिया हुआ है। केमिस्ट्री में देखिए, जो खोजें यूरोप में 400-500 साल पहले हुई हैं, वो हमारे भारतवर्ष में 2500 साल पहले, 3000 साल पहले हो चुकी है। कोई भी सब्जेक्ट ले लीजिए आप, एस्ट्रोनॉमी ले लीजिए, एस्ट्रोफिजिक्स ले लीजिए, और भी जो ब्रांचेज हैं, लॉ है, म्यूज़िक है, हर ब्रांच में, मेडिसिन में, सब जो हमारे यहाँ भी खोजें हो चुकी हैं, क्योंकि यूरोप और अमेरिका से 1-1500 साल पहले, 3-2000 साल पहले। तो ये नई शिक्षा नीति जो है, न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी का ये उद्देश्य है कि आपको ये बताए कि हमारी भारत की, हमारी संस्कृति भी अच्छी है, पुरानी है, सुदृढ़ है, और ये खोजें जो कि यूरोप में, अमेरिका में अभी हो रही हैं, हम लोग भी इनको बहुत पहले कर चुके हैं। तो हम लोग भी अगर हम लोग चाहें, हम लोग अगर निश्चय करें, तो हम लोग भी इन जो कंट्री जैसे बोलते हैं ना, यूरोप की और यूएस की कंट्री, ये काफ़ी हमसे आगे हैं, हम भी इनके आगे आ सकते हैं, क्योंकि हमें भी ये, हमारी संस्कृति भी वो इतनी पुरानी है। तो इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम का जो उद्देश्य यही है कि हर डिसिप्लिन में ये बताए कि हमारे यहाँ इस डिसिप्लिन में क्या खोज कब हुई है।
Thank you, sir. And another important component of NEP, Sikkim University have introduced is academic bank of credit. The students will earn credit. Gone are the days we talk about students, teachers giving the credit or marks. Now the students earn. This is how it is called empowering the learners. Okay, and then they earn the credit, and these credits are will be stored in a academic bank of credit, and this credit will be redeemed as a certificate or diploma and all. And the life of the credit academic bank of credit is credits in the academic bank of credit is 7 years. So Saat Barsama, anytime they can always come back and join to take the.
जैसे इसमें ये बताना चाहूँगा मैं कि एकेडमिक बैंक ऑफ क्रेडिट, देखिए कई बार क्या हुआ है, सिक्किम यूनिवर्सिटी भी इस चीज़ का शिकार हो चुकी है कि लोग मार्कशीट को फॉर्ज करते हैं। आजकल ये रैकेट बहुत चला हुआ है, नकली मार्कशीट। तो आप फेल हो चुके हैं, लेकिन आप नकली मार्कशीट जाकर बनवा लीजिए बाज़ार से। दिल्ली में बहुत बड़ा रैकेट चल रहा है इसका, हर शहर में है। आप बनवा लीजिए और कुछ भी नंबर भर लीजिए, 100%, 40, 80%, 90%, कुछ भी नंबर भर लीजिए उसमें, और आपके पास एक नई मार्कशीट होगी। वो मार्कशीट जो है बिल्कुल, जो असली मार्कशीट है वो बिल्कुल उस जैसी दिखेगी। उसको लेकर कहीं भी आप चले जाइए और आपको एडमिशन वहाँ मिल जाएगा। पहले ये होता आ रहा था। एकेडमिक बैंक ऑफ क्रेडिट ये एक ऐसा सिस्टम बना दिया है ना, इस नई शिक्षा नीति के अंतर्गत इस तरह का सिस्टम बनाया है कि ये रैकेट अब ख़त्म हो जाएगा। ये कंप्यूटर में ये जो क्रेडिट है, इससे ये स्टोर हो जाएगी, और उसको कोई, इससे कोई छेड़छाड़ नहीं कर सकता, इसका कोई नकल नहीं बना सकता है। और दूसरी चीज़ ये है, पहले अगर आप एक यूनिवर्सिटी में हैं तो दूसरी यूनिवर्सिटी में जाना कितना मुश्किल होता था। आप मान लीजिए सिक्किम यूनिवर्सिटी में आपको यहाँ पर 80% नंबर मिले हुए, 80% स्कोर है आपका, आप दिल्ली जाने की यूनिवर्सिटी में, दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी जाना चाहते हैं, वो बोलेंगे आपका 80%, हमारा तो 40% है। तो कोई इक्वलेंस नहीं है। सिक्किम यूनिवर्सिटी का 80% हो सकता है इक्वल टू 40% ऑफ दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी, मे बी इक्वल टू 60% ऑफ आसाम यूनिवर्सिटी, मे बी इक्वल टू 70% ऑफ सम अदर यूनिवर्सिटी, क्योंकि हर यूनिवर्सिटी का लेवल अलग अलग है। अब क्या हुआ है कि ये एकेडमिक बैंक ऑफ क्रेडिट से, अगर मुझको कुछ क्रेडिट मिला हुआ है, 50 क्रेडिट मिला हुआ है, 60 क्रेडिट मिला हुआ है किसी भी सब्जेक्ट में, तो वो चाहे सिक्किम यूनिवर्सिटी हो, चाहे दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी हो, चाहे बैंगलोर यूनिवर्सिटी हो, चाहे मिजोरम यूनिवर्सिटी हो, उसकी वैल्यू हर जगह बिल्कुल एक हो। तो इससे कोई विद्यार्थी, कोई स्टूडेंट अगर एक यूनिवर्सिटी से दूसरी यूनिवर्सिटी जाना चाहता है, बीच में आप यहाँ पर बीएससी कर रहे हैं, बीए कर रहे हैं, सेकेंड ईयर है, आपको मान लीजिए दूसरी, आपके पिताजी का ट्रांसफ़र हो गया, आपको दूसरे शहर जाना है, वहाँ एडमिशन लेना है, तो ये जो क्रेडिट है जो आप क्रेडिट आपको यहाँ मिला हुआ है, ये क्रेडिट वहाँ भी चलेगा, इसकी इक्वलेंस है, अलग अलग नहीं होगा। तो आपको एक यूनिवर्सिटी से दूसरी जगह, दूसरी यूनिवर्सिटी में जाने में काफ़ी ईजी हो जाएगा, सहायता मिलेगी।
So far, 12,000, more than 12,960 students are registered in Academic Bank of Credit, where Controller of Examinations, sir, is the nodal officer of this in our university. Now, next is, you must have heard about online course. Now, there is a Government of India's regulations to implement 40% of the entire program should be earned from the online platform. So what happens is that our students will get an opportunity to learn from the online course made by the best of professors in India and other countries. Not only from us, but also from the best of professors anywhere in IITs
or JNU or other DU or any other big universities. This opportunity will be provided. So Sikkim University has implemented this also in each department. Next is
इसका भी बहुत elaborate on this. For instance, this online courses, they are again a great improvement, and you can see why. The reason is good university. Suppose you take good universities, universities which are very well established, 100 years old, Delhi University, Bangalore University, Hyderabad. These universities are good universities. They have enough number of faculty to teach. They have no problem. They can teach any course. They have enough number of faculty to teach. But not all universities are like this. For instance, Sikkim University or universities which are just coming up, the new university, उनके पास फैकल्टी अभी पूरी नहीं है. तो कोई सब्जेक्ट है आपके पास में, उसको पढ़ाने के लिए लोग ही नहीं है, उसके पढ़ाने के लिए फैकल्टी ही नहीं है. क्यों नहीं है? क्योंकि यूनिवर्सिटी अभी नई बन रही है, या दूर दराज के इलाके में है, वहाँ पर कोई सिक्किम यूनिवर्सिटी है. मेजर मैनी यूनिवर्सिटीज इन द नॉर्थ ईस्ट आर एक्चुअली सफरिंग फ्रॉम दिस. दे आर फार आउट इन द नॉर्थ ईस्ट because of lack of infrastructure. Teachers are not available to teach particular subjects. They are a part of the syllabus, but there are no teachers to teach that subject. Now, this was a great problem earlier. How do you, otherwise, earlier what used to happen was those subjects used to be withdrawn. Okay, we will not teach. We will not teach a subject simply because people are not available. But new education policy has taken care of this in a very good way. What they have done is that some courses can be taken online. So 40% of credit can be taken online. What it means is that 40% of credit can be taken online. You can, so there are good professors who take any subject like law or management or as whatever subject. There are lectures prepared by very good experts who prepared good lectures, and they are available online. And the university's responsibility is to have a good infrastructure system of computers and PCs available, where a student can take 40%. So 100 में से 60% he may have to take to sit in the classroom, but for 40% of the credit he can take it online. तो वो कंप्यूटर है, आप जाकर वहाँ बैठिए, उसको ऑनलाइन लॉग इन कीजिए, और जो भी सब्जेक्ट आपको पढ़ना है तो आप कंप्यूटर में ऑनलाइन पढ़ सकते हैं. और वो जो कोर्सेज इस तरह से डिज़ाइन किए गए हैं कि उसको ऑनलाइन पढ़ा जा सकता है. हर कोर्स को नहीं पढ़ सकते ऑनलाइन, लेकिन ये कोर्सेज ऐसे बनाए ऐसे जाते हैं कि इनको आप ऑनलाइन पढ़ सकते हैं, कंप्यूटर से डायरेक्टली पढ़ सकते हैं. तो ये जो समस्या है कि एक सब्जेक्ट सिर्फ इसलिए नहीं पढ़ाया जाता कि उसके लिए फैकल्टी नहीं है, उस समस्या का ये समाधान है.
And now we are also getting ready for internationalization of higher education, that is allowing international students to come and join us in our university, and to be one of the important center of international students, especially from students from the neighboring countries. Regulations are getting ready. Now, as of now, regulations are getting ready, and already we have foreign students from ICCR, from Indian Council for Cultural Relations, Delhi. We already have. Now with this, more students will get an opportunity. Already it is we have also made a part in PhD and in postgraduate programs where 25% supernumerary seats will be given to international students. In this way, we will have exposure of we can get opportunity of Sikkim University's academic abilities with other students from other countries.
Now, here I would like to say,
Yes,
this is very relevant. This is very relevant for Sikkim. This whole point about internationalization of education, and I purposely interjected at this point because this point is especially for a state like Sikkim is very important. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I have been in Sikkim for about 4.5 years now. Very soon I will be completing the 5th year. And what have I noticed amongst the students of Sikkim University in particular, and Sikkim in general? What have I noticed? What I have noticed, at least in these students, which is very harmful, I would say harmful, is that they don't want to go out. बाहर जाना ही नहीं है हमको, जीना यहाँ मरना यहाँ, कुछ भी हो बाहर नहीं जाना, रैंको से आगे नहीं जाना, बहुत हुआ तो सिलीगुड़ी, पर उसके आगे नहीं जाना. जो भी एजुकेशन लेना है हमको वो सिक्किम में अगर मिलती है तो लेंगे, नहीं मिलती है तो नहीं लेंगे, लेकिन जाना नहीं. This is a very harmful attitude. This is a very harmful mentality. Because education is enlightenment. Education enlightens a human being. It raises him. शिक्षा से जो एक आदमी का स्तर बढ़ता है. और शिक्षा जो है वो सर्वभौम जिसको बोलते हैं इंटरनेशनल है. अगर आप ये बोलो कि सिक्किम की शिक्षा, मिजोरम की शिक्षा, दिल्ली की शिक्षा, वो कोई शिक्षा नहीं है. शिक्षा सब जगह एक होना चाहिए. इंटरनेट शिक्षा का जो कैरेक्टर है, दी कैरेक्टर ऑफ एजुकेशन is basically international. You cannot have national education. It's called national education policy. It's a policy, but it is about education, national education policy, but it is about education. So basically, the point I am trying to make is education is international. A true education, a beneficial education, a fruitful education must necessarily be international in character, and I can personally vouch for that. I can personally vouch for that. I have studied my BSc and MSc in Delhi University, which is a reasonable good university in India, but I was not satisfied with it. After that, I went abroad. I went to University of Oxford. I went to University of Columbia, some of the best universities. And I found, when I could see it for myself, the kind of exposure, the kind of latitude, which in my viewpoint, the kind of maturity in thinking, which I could get by being in this university, was totally not possible if I had confined myself to either only Delhi or something like that. You meet different people, you meet different civilization, you meet different people of different kind, you meet people of different languages. You learn so much. So much of education you can simply imbibe, you can simply gain by going to other countries, by going to other regions. अगर आप सिक्किम में ही रह जाओगे तो यहाँ पर जो थोड़ा मोड़ा है आप लोग हैं वो उसी को सीख कर रहे हैं, दैट इज द एंड ऑफ इट. बट इफ यू स्टे ऑफ कोर्स देर आर समटाइम्स देर आर फोबिया, देर आर फियर. अरे मैं बाहर जाऊँगा तो क्या हो जाएगा, दिल्ली जाऊँगा तो क्या हो जाएगा, और दिल्ली से अगर मैं यूएस जाऊँगा तो क्या होगा. दीज आर ऑल फोबिया, दीज आर ऑल इट्स ऑल देयर इन द माइंड. If you can overcome this and truly go abroad, come out of this narrow mentality, have a free idea to go abroad, to come out of your region, and truly internationalize your education. Go to other countries, go to other regions, try to learn from them. So much of learning you can get out of classrooms. क्लासरूम में पढ़ना नहीं पड़ेगा आपको. ऑक्सफोर्ड में क्या होता है, अंग्रेज लोग कैसे रहते हैं, कैसे बात करते हैं, कैसे सोचते हैं. फ्रांस में क्या होता है, जर्मनी में क्या होता है. यू डोंट हैव टू लर्न इन द क्लासरूम. यू सिंपली कैन गो देयर बाय being in that country, by being in those universities. So this need has been realized in the new education policy, and the idea is to make all campuses truly international. So if when national education policy will be implemented in all our universities will become totally international. हमारे सिक्किम यूनिवर्सिटी में इंग्लैंड से भी लोग आएंगे, यूएस से भी आएंगे, जर्मनी, फ्रांस, साउथ अफ्रीका से, सब जगह से आएंगे, और हम लोग भी सब जगह जाएंगे. तो उस एजुकेशन का जो कैरेक्टर होगा इट विल बी मच बेटर, मच हायर, मच मैच्योर्ड देन व्हाट यू वुड गेट बाय सिंपली कन्फाइनिंग योरसेल्फ इनटू सिक्किम यूनिवर्सिटी एंड जस्ट नॉट स्टेपिंग आउट ऑफ रैंक और आउट ऑफ सिलीगुड़ी. So internationalization of education is very important, very essential, and national education policy imbibes that and makes an effort to internationalize all our campuses, all our universities to the fullest.
Okay, we don't have much to share. We can answer. We'll have open for Q&A afterwards. Two very important point. One more is also professor of practice. Professor of practice will be a professor without not from industries and for having the skills, and we require them in our education system. For example, in UG course, there are a lot of skill-based course. So we require skilled people, and where the academicians will not be that skilled. So this professor of practice get an opportunity.
Yeah, this is also very important because our college, till now in our campuses, there used to be professors, there used to be teachers, there used to be faculty. Those who have learned that subject. One is me, I am from physics, I have done my BSc, MSc, PhD in physics, and I come and teach in Sikkim University or in Delhi University. Then madam has learned education, similarly you are from this branch, you are from other branch. So you have learned you've learned your subject in a classroom, and you've done your research, and you come and started teaching. But that is not enough. Sometimes there are subjects with which you have to go out amongst public and practice those subjects. The amount of knowledge, the amount of experience which you will acquire by practicing those subjects amongst common people, amongst outsiders the campus, is going to be much more beneficial. That is not possible. It was not possible till now with the old education policy, but new education policy allows that. For instance, I'll give you an example. There are disciplines like management. Now, of course, there are faculty who will teach management material, management subjects in the classroom. But the same knowledge could also be with the person who is actually in the field. He may be the manager of a factory, he may be manager of a multinational, he may be a managing director of some very big firm. He has that invaluable experience which you and I who are teaching in the classroom may not have. Because we have not gone to outside of our campus to practice what we have learned about management. But here is a person who may not have teaching experience, but is in the field, out there in the field, doing management, handling that company very well, and making profit and this and that. So he has invaluable experience, practical experience. The idea is to bring that practical experience into the classroom. So the new education policy provides for that. Earlier it was not possible. आपको अगर फैकल्टी बनना है सिक्किम यूनिवर्सिटी में तो आपके पास में नेट क्लियर होना चाहिए, पीएचडी क्लियर होना चाहिए, वो रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस वाली बात हो जाती है. वो जो मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर है फर्म का, he has this invaluable experience but may not have all these qualifications. So it is not possible for him to come and teach in the classroom. Now national education policy removes these hurdles. People, if you think that there's out there in the market, there's a person who has very good experience about managing a company or about some practical experience, and if you think it is useful for your students, you can bring him into the classroom, and he will be able to teach. It's a great flexibility.
And finally, research and development is one of the very important components of higher education. We have also established R&D cell with a director and a cell chaired by Vice Chancellor, and the director is already appointed. And for this is also, we've just established this. So these are some of the, and one of the important point is we have already appointed NEP SARTHI. NEP SARTHI are the student ambassadors for academic reforms in transforming higher education. UGC has implemented this, and we were told to nominate 3 SARTHI, NEP SARTHI, and they have been nominated, and very soon UGC will be directly contacting them to work as an ambassador for transforming higher education. So these are the few things we would like to share with you, and we can assure that, or with confidence we can say that Sikkim University has been very proactive in implementing NEP and have progressed much higher in implementing till the 3rd year of NEP 2020. Thank you so much.
Rao Saab, आप कुछ बोलना चाहते हैं? After Rao Saab speaks, you can have a free-for-all question and answer session where you can clear all your doubts if you have any.
सर एनईपी के अंतर्गत जो भाषा
नहीं, अभी राव साहब बोल रहे हैं, उसके बाद आप पूछ सकते हैं आपका सवाल.